Hi there, and thank you so much for coming along to this fantastic webinar of mine. This is one of the first um, types of webinar that I've conducted for a few years now, and you're one of the first people to be attending this. Now, this webinar is titled Single Woman 14 Ways on How to Find and Attract the Right Man, and that's what I'm going to be covering, as well as so much more other information on there as well. But before I continue, I just want to highlight something so important to you. What I'd like you to do is stay until the end of this exciting webinar, because I've got an exciting surprise trick for you. Yes, a surprise trick for you on how you can get a man you like to give him his mobile number without making it obvious that you like him. Now you're most probably thinking, what do you mean, Des? What do you mean by that? Just picture this. You see someone that you like, and how would you like to very sneakily get him to give you his mobile number without making it obvious that you fancy him? Now, I know as a single woman, one of the top things they don't like to come across is needy, sometimes feeling that they come across as desperate, even though I disagree with that. But how you can get this man to give you his number. So please stay to the end, and I will be sharing that exciting tip with you there as well. So let me ask you some questions. Are you a single professional woman? And have you been choosing and dating the wrong men in the past, and you don't have any idea as to why? If I was to ask you, why do you think that you are still single? Just send me a message on the bottom of this box here, and let me just give me an idea of why. It's confidential. Just give me an idea. Why do you think you are still single, and why do you think that you've been choosing and dating the wrong men in the past? And why do you think you don't have any idea why? So why are you attending this webinar? Put that in the box as well. What are you trying to achieve? And what I can guarantee you is this: I will provide you with some exciting free tips on how you can significantly increase your chances of finding the right man. And as we go along through this webinar, I'll be able to share with you my background and why I feel that I'm qualified to share this information with you. So why are you attending this webinar? Well, let's have a look who this webinar may be for, and you most probably would fall into one of these categories here. It's for single women who would like a detailed step-by-step plan on how you can find and attract the right man. It's for single women who are fed up and tired of attracting the wrong men and who want to start to find Mr. Right fast. And divorcees. Now, I've been divorced, which you'll find out a bit later throughout this webinar, and I lost my confidence when I was going out in the dating field. I felt lost because when I got married, I got married to stay with my wife, but unfortunately that didn't work out. But I did lose a lot of confidence, and there's a lot of women out there, like yourself, possibly if you've been divorced, who've lost their confidence but want to get back into the dating field, and women who are looking for a serious relationship or want to get married as well, and also for women who want to attract good quality men into your life on a daily basis, and I'm sure that you would like that as well. Now, I've conducted seminars and workshops and done a lot of work with single Christian women. Now, you might be a single Christian woman who believe that God provides you with opportunities every day, but you must take action and take advantage of these opportunities. And with these tips, you can use most of these tips and how you can find your Christian husband as well. And also, it's for women who are aware that they have unresolved issues and want to move away from them. Now, if I was to honestly ask you, if you was to date yourself, what would you dislike about yourself? What would you say that you unresolved issues that you would have within yourself? What would that be? For example, myself, both my parents passed away in early 2000, 2003 and 2001, and that to me is one of the unresolved issues that I need to work on with myself to work on myself, and it has affected relationships in the past. What would yours be? And would you want to move away from them as well? Because you need to be honest with yourself in that area as well. It's also for for women who feel that their biological clock is ticking very loudly and they need to find the right man to start a family fast. But it doesn't mean that you're desperate, it's just that you need to find the right man that shares the same values and beliefs and goals as you. And as time's ticking on, you really want to find the right man that you can work together with. And also for those women who have no idea as to why they are successful in other areas of their life, but yet keep meeting the wrong men. For example, your career, you might have a lovely figure, you might look immaculate all the time. All the other areas of your life are ticked. You're financially free, you've got your car, you've got your home, etc. But you keep meeting the wrong men and you don't know why you're unsuccessful in that area. And for those women who are feeling left out because so many of their female friends and family are settled down and they have their family unit. And a lot of women go through these problems where they all go out there into the field trying to find this right man or waiting for him to find her. And then if there's five of them, and then if there's four of them that have settled down, that one then is by herself. And that therefore means that she has to go out and meet new friends to go and out and socialize and things like that as well. Now, I help women like this. Is this you? You've been so busy with your career and personal goals that your main focus wasn't on settling down. But now you've decided that it's time for you to take control of your dating life, and now you want to find the right man. You are fed up with having meaningless short-term relationships, and you're tired of attracting time wasters who just want sex from you. You want to find a man who shares the same values, beliefs, and goals as you spend the rest of your life together. And you are ready to possibly get married and have a family, but it has to be with the right man. Are you fed up with waking up alone or with the wrong man? Now, as you know, there's lots of people, family members, and friends that you know that are in the wrong relationship or just there for the wrong reasons, financially, maybe just for the children, but deep down, you can see that they're not really happy, but they're just going through the motions. And you're possibly single at the moment because maybe one of the things that you did in the past is you left one of those types of relationships, and I can vouch for that as well. But just put it this way, you would have been feeling 100 times worse if you were still in that same situation that you was before. So take credit for yourself for taking that step. Now, this webinar is not for you if you have issues and do not want to work on yourself, you hate men, or you do not want to take any responsibility for what's happened in your life and also your actions. Now, we've all done things in the past that we would regret. We've said things that we've regretted, and we can't take that back. But if you're one of those women that don't want to work on yourself, don't want to take on responsibility, and you really hate men, this webinar isn't for you because this webinar is more of a personal development webinar, and it's for you to use lots of the tools that I'm going to be sharing with you to help you to find that right man. And also, it's not for you if you want to blame men for all your pain that's happened in the past. So if things have gone on and you want to blame the men and you don't want to take any responsibility for contributing towards that, then this webinar is definitely not for you. And also, if you have pain and you do not want to let go of your hurt so that the right man can love you unconditionally. I came out of a very painful divorce and I had a lot of pain that I was holding on to. And the minute I decided that I'm not going to allow any more of this pain to have an effect on my life, I started to work on myself. I was a lot more lighter, and opportunities, both personal and in the business world, came to me in abundance and on a regular basis as well. Let's look at the excuses though. These are some of the excuses that I've heard from single women on a regular basis, and there's usually the same sort of excuses. You see, I've heard every single excuse out there as to why single women cannot find the right man. Now, here are some of them. Are you one of these? All my friends tell me my exes never deserved me and it was always their fault. Not enough, there's not enough good quality men out there. Men just do not approach me. A man has never proposed to me. Men are not on my level. Men cannot handle strong, independent, and successful women. All men are cheats. I don't know where all the good single men are. All men have too many issues. And the long, long list goes on. Are you one of these, or was any that I've left out? Please message me for that. But these are some of the main excuses that I have been hearing on a regular basis. Do you want to fast track meeting someone serious very soon? Say, for example, in a few days to weeks. And do you want to meet good quality men who are searching for a serious relationship, not just sex and even marriage, to take you out and spend quality time with you? Do you want to work on yourself and be 100% honest about what you want and allow me to guide you at a pace on how to achieve this? Are you ready to work on yourself and be empowered and inspired by my emotionally connecting coaching styles? Are you a single professional woman who wants to quickly find, attract, and keep the right man? You know, no more lonely nights in, meeting time wasters and wondering if you will ever meet the right man. I am here to help women like you meet good quality men so that you can have the perfect relationship you desire. Now, through a long process of questionnaires, interviews, Facebook posts, and interviewing thousands of women on TV and radio shows, I have developed personal secret dating courses for finding, attracting, keeping, and building a fulfilling relationship with the right man for you, as you've always ever wanted, very quickly. I've questioned the amount of questions I posted on my Facebook page, on TV and interviews, the lot. So I've got an idea of how I can turn the negative situation into a positive one. Now, I'm very confident I can help you to find the right man. Now, are you a single professional woman who's ready to find the right man? I can find the right man for you. My coaching inspires and empowers women like you to quickly find and attract the right man. So what exactly do I cover on this webinar for you? So let's go through the tips. The first one is going to be how to manage your emotional state, how to be in the correct and positive emotional state to attract the man in your life. Number two, how to have a no negative thoughts week. You know, what you think about is what you become. And when you're thinking negatively, you send out a negative energy. So I'm going to share with you how you can have a no negative thoughts week. Number three, why you must stop playing the blame game. Remember I said before, taking responsibility for your actions and what's happened in the past. Just try and let that go. Number four, how to understand men's brains in relationships. How well do you understand us men? How do you understand us when we're stressed? How do you understand us when we want to be loved? How do you understand us when you want to connect to our brain and our heart? Most women, unfortunately, do not understand this. Step number five, how to get honest feedback and how this will help your dates. Yeah, how to get honest feedback and how this will help your dates. Now, you need to be honest with this one as well, which I will cover as well. Number six, how to establish if he's right for you on your first date. And that means by asking intelligent questions that are compatible with your values, your goals, and your beliefs as well. But you need to know when to ask and what to ask as well. How to surround yourself in an environment for dating success. Now, what that means is there's environments that you should be in where these men are dying to meet someone like you. But unfortunately, most women don't know where these places are. Number eight, what questions to ask to avoid the time wasters. How to suss out whether he's a player, whether he's not serious, or whether he's just having looking out to have some fun. Number nine, how to decide exactly on what type of relationship you want. What do you want? And who do you need to become to attract that type of relationship into your life as well? Number 10, how to make sure men you like approach you in public. Now, there's a few subtle ways on how you can do that without making it blatantly obvious that you're interested in him. Because I know that you're most probably watching thinking, I don't want to make it obvious that I like him. How to let go of any past pain you are carrying as well. Now, this is very important. You most probably meet lots of men. I've been on dates and thinking, yep, this relationship is going to be fine. But you may meet a clued up man that's very intelligent emotionally and be able to pick up that you might have some pain you're carrying around. I remember when I went on a date, the first date I went on after my divorce, and the girl that I had a date with, she could see it wasn't the right time. I had too much going on with my divorce. It was very traumatic and very painful, and she could see that I was carrying a lot of pain. So she didn't give me the time of day from that. Also, number 12, what more can you do to find and attract the right man? Now, that means basically, is there a lot more that you can do? And I guarantee you there's so much more that you're not doing to find him as well. And then the one magic trick you must use to find the right man as well. You must see this one. It's absolutely awesome. I won't even share that with you because it's a secret. And 14, how to make a plan to find the right man for you. You need a plan in place, and how is it that you're going to achieve that? So that's what the 14 steps are going to be. Now, I specialize in providing single professional women with simple tools, proven strategies, and easy solutions on how to prepare and quickly find and attract the right man for you. Now, like I said before in one of the steps, sometimes you need to prepare yourself, and sometimes you may not be in the right frame of mind to meet that right person, or you just don't know what's actually going on. So one of my clients, Lindsay, she came to me, and she was in a very sad situation, and we had I think it was one coaching session. And let me just share with you how I transformed her life very quickly by just watching this short video that she actually came to one of my seminars, which I encouraged her to do, and she came on stage and shared this very inspirational story. So just watch this, please.
Now, I just want to share just a short story. Somebody was asking me about my services and what I do and how I do what I do, and I could, just 1 second please. I could sit here and go on about all the things that I've done and this is what I've done, but I think it's best if you hear from somebody that I've been working with and how I've changed her and transformed her life in a matter of weeks. So I'm not gonna, I don't know what she's gonna say, but she said that she would come up and just share her experiences with me. So just give her a few minutes and a round of applause, please, for Lindsay. Make some noise!
Hello, how you doing? Can I just say, what a great job that Des and all the experts are doing today, because it's been brilliant. Thank you very much. Okay, wow. Right, this is probably going to come a bit of a shock to some of you, but about 4 weeks ago, I was absolutely rock bottom. I couldn't leave the house, I couldn't go to work, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I just basically, my boyfriend decided to split up with me on Valentine's Day, and it was a very, very painful breakup. I met Des, and I won't go into how I met him, but it was rather weird. But he just sat next to me at one of these talks I went to. It just so happened he happened to be a relationship expert. So I was like, oh wow, I must go and see you. But anyway, I explained to Des obviously what had just happened to me, and he said that obviously if I had listened, sorry, I'm going to look at my notes here. If I had basically asked questions at the start when I met this guy, I never would have had my heart broken. I would have basically spotted his fatal flaws at the start. So yeah, I obviously didn't ask enough questions. But then I went on to tell Des that I've actually had my heart broken 6 times, which is quite a lot. And obviously, I realised there was a pattern in this, and it actually stems from my childhood, which obviously I think Jill mentioned it earlier, which is something I'm going to look at anyway. But yeah, Des has introduced me to books, to videos. He's been texting me every day, and I tell you what, seriously, if you had seen me 4 weeks ago, there is no way in this earth I would never be standing on this stage today. He's completely changed. He has actually changed my life because it's woken me up, and I'm really excited about working with him in the future because, normally when I come out of a relationship, the last thing I want to do is go and meet another guy. I'll be single for about 2 years, but Des has said, stay single for about 3 months, work on yourself, which is what I'm going to do, and then obviously we're going to concentrate on helping you find the one. And he said that he'll, with the tips he's going to give me, I'm never going to get my heart broken again. So Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But seriously, for anybody that obviously needs any help or you know anybody, honestly, I can't recommend this guy enough because he's changed my life. So thank you very much.
And she was rock bottom. I mean, let me explain how I met her because she sounded a little bit iffy how I met her. I was at a business networking event and I was looking for a charger for my iPhone, and I was looking for a plug socket for my iPhone. Oh, yeah. And and there was a stage. There was her and her friend sitting there. So I went there and said, "Oh, excuse me, do you know if there's a plug there?" And they said, "Oh, no." So I said, "Anybody sitting there?" And they said, "No." So I just sat down and we just got talking and what we do, and I had my flyer there and I was promoting, and that's how we met. And when I met Lindsay, she was in a bad state. I mean, as a man, that's a good thing about working with women, because as a man I can see and understand what the guy's doing because I can think like him. But what most women do, they talk to their girlfriends about that situation, and it's usually single, angry girlfriends that I always speak to. And they're obviously not the best ones to be talking to about that. So I knew what she needed to do. She needed to change her environment, change her state, she didn't take part in any personal development. I gave her some books to read. She listened to The Secret. She watched some other self-help stuff. She's here, so that shows the commitment. And just share everybody, what are your friends saying about you now?
I can't believe it. They think I've gone mad. They think I should be in bed crying my eyes out, but I'm not.
And you know why are her friends saying that about her? She's outgrown them. Mm-hmm. She's outgrowing them. She can now, I bet you can see your friends' flaws now clearly and a lot more. And the more you surround yourself in environments like this and these types of things, you will grow and you will see all the problems that they're having. So, round of applause for Lindsay. Thank you.
Okay, so I hope you found that very inspirational. Lindsay may have connected with you in some sort of way, and basically she came to me and she wasn't ready to meet any men at the moment because she needed to work on herself, and that was what I helped her with as well. And she's absolutely doing still fine. She's still working on herself, and that may be you as well. So, are you fed up with waking up alone or with the wrong man? Do you want to know where all the good single men are? Where do you think they are? Have a think about that. Where do you really think they are? They are everywhere, believe it or not. But there's some that are in more places than one. Now, let's have a look at the real reasons as to why you are still single. And I'm just going to be real here. This is what I feel. Please don't kill me if you disagree with me. Now, I believe many women blame men for the fact that they are still single. But the truth is, for most women, if you look deep inside of yourself, you have all the answers. Simple as that. You are in control of your destiny. You are in control of your life. You have all the answers as to why you're single, because you have not been really honest with yourself. You need to be honest with yourself and look into that mirror and ask yourself the right questions. The real reason you haven't given yourself 100% to finding him, and you are scared of approaching men. You haven't given yourself 100% effort. Now, what I mean by approaching men, I don't mean every man that you go up to and you jump on him, but you have a lot of competition out there. You have single women just as attractive and intelligent as you, and maybe more intelligent, maybe a bit more attractive. You all are competing for the small percentage of men that are available out there. Now, there are some women that are approaching men and there's some aren't. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mean directly going up and approaching, but if you're scared of initiating a conversation or even smiling at a man, I mean, they're just the basics, then you're less likely to have a lot of men communicating with you. And men like confident women, believe it or not. Now, you need to be honest with yourself, and it may mean that you just start off just smiling at them. That could be a start. But please be honest with yourself. Is that right? Have you not really been giving yourself 100% to finding him. Let's take an exercise to prove that I'm right. Let me ask you a question. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, how much effort have you really given yourself to finding the right man? I bet it's not. I bet it's about 2 or 3, honestly. Now, why is this not a 10 out of 10? Because I guarantee you, if it was a 10 out of 10, you know, these definitely you would have been snapped up by now. You would have been in that relationship. Why is it not a 10 out of 10 for you? Let's say it's a 3 out of 10 for argument's sake. What would 10 out of 10 look like for you if that 3 became a 10? A big shift. What would it look like? But then what would a 4 look like? What would a 5 look like? So maybe you could have stepped up 3 to do a 4. Maybe that 4 means that every man that you like the look of, you smile at him, or you even ask him the time. I will work with you so you achieve a 10 out of 10 fast, and you know that you would get your results. Lots of women put 10 out of 10 in effort into their careers, or 10 out of 10 effort into their appearance, or 10 out of 10 effort into their hobbies or friendships. But on this important area of trying to find the right man, they don't put the full effort in. And most of the reasons because of fear, it's because of being scared. Usually if they've been hurt in the past or they lack confidence and they're finding it very, very difficult to come out of that zone and expecting him to find him. They just leave it up to fate or hope that one of their friends will match them up, or they put in a half-hearted attempt at online dating. They do online dating or they do Tinder behind the screen, behind their phone, and that's their effort. Now you can do better than this, and I can help. Do you really think that if you gave yourself a 10 out of 10 effort to finding the right man, that you would still be single? Now, who am I and why you should listen to me? I've left this, I just wanted to give you some tips and some ideas about what I'm like before I got into that. But why should you listen to me? Now, as you can see here, this is me in 2007 in the middle of my painful divorce. I came out of a very, very, very painful divorce, and by my parents passing away, this is the outside of that, the next most painful experience that I had in my life. And as you can see, I look absolutely stunning there, don't I? I was at my friend's house in Ashford in Kent in his settee, my friend Roger, and I was sitting in his settee, knackered, mentally drained and knackered. I had so many things going on. I was losing my home, I lost my daughter, my business, everything had gone. So let's have a look at how this started. Well, I qualified as a driving instructor in 1997. I ran a successful driving school in London called Des O'Connors Driving School, and I got married in 2005, and as you know, unfortunately, divorced in 2007. There's some videos that I'm creating, and my book's coming out, and it will go into my divorce in a lot more depth in there, because I've only recently publicly came out and shared that how I turned it around to be the number one relationship expert in the UK. So I can share that with you in a bit later. I came out of my marriage and I decided to get into life coaching. I was in a very low place, and I qualified as a life coach in 2009, and it was originally to help driving instructors with their business. So you must be wondering, well, what's the connection of driving instruction to life coaching and relationship coaching? Well, what happened when I qualified? It was around about the time when I came out of my divorce, and I was looking for some inspiration. I was receiving counselling as well at the same time from my counsellor that was helping to save our marriage at the time, but she was still helping me with the bereavement of my parents. And I was very low when I started to work at this dating company called X Factor Dates. It was one of the largest dating companies in the world, and they were running speed dating and singles events in the UK. And I was their number one host. I was helping them run their events. And when I was running their speed dating events, the women, these were stunning, attractive, intelligent women, were coming up to me and saying, we can't find any men. We don't know what's wrong. And by studying life coaching, I could clearly see that these women had all the answers as to why they were single. It was nothing to do with the men. It was nothing to do with what's going on outside. It was always have to do with what's going on inside. And I asked the manager of the company, I said, look, let me just run a workshop for the single women on how they can increase their chances of finding the right man. And they said yes. And then I ran that event, and the women from that event said that was actually fantastic. Do lots more. There was a request to do lots more, and then I found, wow, this is more appealing and more exciting for me because I've turned my life around from a really bad situation, and this coaching is really really great. It was around about the time when The Secret came out. And I was loving to help people improve their life. I was holding seminars and workshops and webinars and provided digital products to help people improve their life in general. So I've decided to focus to work with single women because a lot of women have said, why are you only focusing on the women? Why don't you work with the men? Well, put it this way. One, there's more women than men out there in the world. And secondly, women don't have an ego and they're easy to work with and they're very recipient and they, you know, take to work with them with certain tasks was a lot more easier for me at that time. And I didn't want to become a pickup artist, which is called PUA. I didn't want to get involved with that, and I just liked working with women anyway. I'm very connected emotionally. I was brought up by mainly my sisters and my mum. My dad was still around. I had an older brother, but I just like the way that women think and feel. So it was easier for me to do that. I won a Relationship Coach of the Year award would be for the APCTC, which stands for the Association of Professional Coaches, Trainers and Consultants. Just type that in .com to see what they're about. And I won that in 2013. And I created a wedding only after 3 coaching sessions, which you'll find out throughout this webinar. And I was helping single women to find and attract and keep the right man. I have loads of testimonials, loads of engagements, loads of weddings, which you'll find out more as we go along as well. And I thought, well, I've got something here. I'm providing all these coaching tools and it's working. And then I decided to set up the Academy of Relationship Coaches as well, which is training up coaches to be qualified relationship experts. And my courses are all endorsed by the APCTC as well. And I've been running courses to train people to do what I'm doing and also to take them. My goal is to take them to the States next year to set up seminars out there as well. And that was the only training company in the UK. And I also decided to set up dating and relationship conferences, which no one else is doing in the whole of the UK as well, and also the world, believe it or not, when I was in America recently. So dating and relationship conferences is basically dating and relationship conferences where you have some of the top dating and relationship experts in the UK that are delivering coaching, advice, and value to people that are single and also in relationships, because there's loads of business ones, but there's no one providing dating and relationships. I also toured the USA this year in 2015. I was on the show called The Great Love Debate, and that was basically in Atlanta and DC, where it was basically you'd have 100 single men, 100 single women, and you have the experts on stage answering questions from the audience live as to why they're single as well. And one of my goals was actually to go to America, and I achieved that as well. My book launch is coming out in London in 2016. There's been some delays for that, and that's because there's been a couple of celebrities want to be involved with that, and I had to delay that as well. And that's going to be in London in 2016. It's a different type of book, and it's called I Can Find You the Right Man. I'm heavily involved with webinars, as you know here. This is the webinar you're on now. And I'm launching social media marketing events because I've always been passionate about social media, and I'm going to be getting involved with holding social media marketing events throughout the UK, throughout the world actually, starting in London soon. I'm an entrepreneur anyway, so there's other things that I can do in relation just to do the dating area as well. I'm bringing up my book. There's DVDs, CDs, MP3s, MP4s, webinars, online courses, and ebooks that I've been creating as well. So that just gives you an idea of why you should listen to me and why am I qualified to do that. No, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I don't have any degrees, but my results speak for themselves as well. So if you're looking for somebody that has all those letters after their name, I'm not that person. But if you're looking for somebody that can get you instant, quick results and that has a proven track record, then that's exactly who I am. I'm also endorsed by Paul Carrick-Brunson. Those of you that know him, he is one of the, well, I think he's the #1 matchmaker in the world. He's endorsed by Oprah Winfrey, and actually Paul was the one that brought me over to the States this year. So thank you so much, Paul. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been out there. And he endorses all my stuff, all my products, and all my courses, and we've met and we've connected on several occasions. And he says this gives people the specific insights and actionable information that they need to make significant changes in their life. So thank you so much, Paul, for that. Here's me at the USA in America at the Great Love Debate as well in Atlanta. And this is me in DC on stage with the other fellow experts as well. And there it is there in Atlanta again, who was on stage there as well. Absolutely excellent experience for there as well, representing the UK. This is me and Jerry Robert. If you don't know him, he's the publish a book and authorrich.com. He helps people write their books at his course. And here's me and Jarek Robbins, Tony Robbins' son, at a business conference event that I met him last year at as well. And like I was saying, I contributed to this wedding. There you go. I've created that. That's me and the husband and wife there. And like I said before, sorry, I won Relationship Coach of the Year for the APCTC that I briefly mentioned there as well. So I'm not showing this to brag. I'm just showing this to you that this is what I've been doing. So you've got an idea. And this is the moment my life changed. I was walking in Waterstones in Ashford in Kent, and I saw this book on the shelf, and I make sure all my clients read this book, and I strongly recommend that you read this book. And the book is called Are You the One for Me by Barbara DeAngelis. And this book talks at you. I felt that I remember I bought this book, and I was reading it when I was married, and I think within about a third throughout the book, I knew I was in the wrong relationship. I knew I'd married the wrong woman. I'd recommend that you strongly buy that book. £5, £6, £7 or $10 from Amazon. Get this book because it will definitely prepare you for moving in the future. My book launch is coming out, like I said, in 2016. It's called I Can Find You the Right Man. It's a very, very different type of book as well. And this is what I've been creating to help single women like yourself throughout the world as well. And I have digital products. I have these as MP4s, as DVDs as well. Because I'm just going to briefly go through some of them as well. One of my products is how having the right relationship can treble your income. If you're in business, it's very important that if you know how having the right relationship can treble your income. And I've been selling this for £147 now. And also what men want from men in relationships. Now, these products are no longer available on my website at the moment. These were on special offer, and these were what they were selling for. So I'm just giving you an idea of what I was providing. So this is what men want from men in relationship, what men want from women in relationships. Basically, giving an insight into what we exactly want from you as well. That was valued at £147. Another one there, 7 steps on how to date the right partner. Another webinar series that I was running for single professional women like yourself on 7 steps on how to date the right partner. And that was selling at £147. I'm not selling these, by the way. I'm just sharing this with you. This is what I was doing before. I Can Find You the Right Man. This is I think it's about an hour and a half, I think, or 2 hours of me just going through so many tips. This is one of my best products on I Can Find You the Right Man as well. That DVD was going out there as well. And also my ebooks. I had some ebooks out as well. These 5 ebooks: Alone No More, Dealing with Loneliness, Dating Personalities, Getting Your Guy, and How to Be the Girl That Men Adore. And these 5 ebooks were selling for $207. And this is what I was doing before. This is part of some of my products I had before. So, introducing to you 14 ways on how to find and attract the right man. Now we're going to go over the tips that while you're here at the same sort of time. So, Get a pen, get a bit of paper. I've shared with you what I've been doing. I'm giving you some tips anyway, but now is this the bulk of this webinar. This is why you're here. So let's just start to go over the 14 tips on how 14 ways on how to find and attract the right man. So step number one is your emotional state. Now, how to imagine your emotional state, you need to start by working on yourself. How do you feel when your emotions are running high? When you feel as though nothing's going right, your blood pressure feels like it's boiling, you start to perspire, start to sweat, and all these negative things that start flowing into your mind. Now, the first thing you must do, you must be prepared to be 100% honest with yourself and start to ask yourself some intelligent questions. That's things like, what's going on here? The way I'm looking at this situation, could I look at this situation in a different light? How positively can I look at this situation? And start having that conversation with yourself. And ask yourself is, why do you think you really are single? Why do you think that? You haven't got to respond to this, but why do you think you really are single? Now, if it stems from anything in your past, then you know you need to address that. Now, addressing doesn't mean necessarily going to therapy, going for counseling, because that might be such a big step for you. You may feel that you don't need that, but it may mean that let's say, for example, you have an issue with trust, or you feel emotionally vulnerable in trust issues, for argument's sake, then maybe just go on YouTube and just finding out how people can overcome that as well. But what I want you to do is ask yourself is, how much effort have you been giving yourself over the last 12 months to find the right man? How do you feel about that? How are your emotions when you feel about that? Do you feel sad? How do you feel when sometimes you feel lonely? Do you sometimes reflect back into previous relationships where it was quite painful? How do you feel about that? And what part of the body do you feel that pain as well? Is it your heart? Is it your back? For example, when I am stressed, a lot of my stress goes in two places. One, my stomach. It affects my stomach, where I just feel my stomach just tightens up, and also my back here, my lower back, it feels very, very tense. But I try to change that state. When I feel like my emotional state is going a bit crazy, I have something in place that makes me feel good. It may be a song I listen to, it may be something I eat, it may be something I drink, it may that I may just run on a spot for 10 seconds as fast as I can, just to change your emotional state. But what would happen if you don't change starting from today? If you don't change anything, nothing's going to change. And that's the whole part of this program where I'm just sharing with you. Do something different that you wouldn't necessarily do before. Just have a think about that. Step number 2, a no negative thoughts week. Now, no negative thoughts week means give yourself 7 days of no negativity about dating. None. Even if it's related to your ex or any relationship that you had that was painful, keep it positive, because everything that you think about, you attract into your life. And when you reflect that, when you think of something that was happened that's quite painful, take full responsibility for your role in what has happened in the past. Now, what I mean by that is, if you keep blaming and don't want to take any responsibility, because as we know, it takes two. When a relationship breaks down, it takes two. I remember when I came out of my divorce, I was blaming my wife 100%. And now I take full responsibility. I chose her and I chose to act how I acted in the marriage. And I'm sure deep down she feels that as well. And when I decided to focus on that, I just felt such a light weight off my shoulders. So take responsibility for your role and what has happened in the past. This will give you the confidence to learn and prepare for the future. This prepares you for, when you meet people in the future, meet guys in the future, and you're having dates or you're having relationships, you will be much more maturer in dealing with that when you're actually dealing with that situation. Visualize how you would like your life to be in the future. How would you like your life to be in the future? Would you like to, for example, be married? Would you like to have a fulfilling relationship? Would you also like to have a family or anything like that as well? So anytime you find that you're focusing on something negative, switch it to the opposite and visualize how you would like your life to be in the future. Now, this will take a bit of a while to master this because you need to practice this on a regular basis. But this is when you have your conversations with yourself, which we all do. So visualize how you would like your life to be in the future. And finally, identify the type of man you would want to attract and ask yourself, what type of woman do I need to be to attract this type of man into my life? Now, these are the kind of questions you can ask yourself, which are really powerful questions that you could ask yourself when you feel as though a negative thought creeps in. Now, we all do that. When we start, for example, if you find yourself asking yourself, oh, why is it I'm still single? Why is it am I alone? Why is it I keep meeting the wrong men? Does anybody want me, etc.? But maybe ask yourself, what type of woman do I need to be to attract the type of man that I'm looking for into my life? And write that down. What type of woman do you need to be to attract that? Very, very, very important. But keep everything on a positive light as well. Step number 3, stop playing the blame game. Have you ever been in a relationship where it's broken down or you've had an argument and you want to blame the other partner? I think we've all been there, haven't we? I definitely have. So what you need to do is do not blame anyone for what has happened in the past or play the victim role as to why you are single. Because when you start blaming what's going on outside, you never focus on what is actually going on, what's inside of you at the same time. And then what happens then is, as you most probably know, some people, for example, somebody that goes from relationship to relationship, somebody may go from relationship, on average, they can't keep a relationship to 3 to 6 months. Usually when that happens is they're meeting the wrong men and they're not working on themselves or taking any form of responsibility and are most probably blaming what's happened in the past as a victim. Worst thing is being a victim. Now, if you are still holding on to feelings of blame, if you are angry or upset about men in general, then focused men, I mean the ones that are clued up, that are looking for that serious relationship or that wife, those focused men will be able to pick up on this negativity straight away and they won't contact you again. Have you ever been on a date with somebody and you like them and things seem to be going well and you don't hear from them or they just switch? It may have been that something you said or they could pick up a vibe from you. Now, we've all been there when we think we're ready for a relationship after the previous one, and then we meet somebody and we find out they don't contact us for a while, or somebody else for that matter. Now, what I'm saying is, men that are looking for a wife, looking for a serious relationship, these focused guys actually know what they're looking for and they know what they're not looking for. And all it takes is for a few things in the early stages for them to make up their mind to go the other way. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you blaming anyone for your singleness? Or do you keep meeting the wrong type of guys? Why do you feel that you are meeting the wrong type of guys into your life? Is it because you, like for example, I have women that say to me, I keep meeting men that are not on my level. I keep meeting men that are, for example, married. Now, when a woman says to me, I keep meeting men that are married, I always like to ask her, how is the conversation leading up to that as well? Does she notice the ring on his finger? Does she ask him questions in relation to his relationship status? And usually they don't usually ask him that, or he can usually avoid that before they get serious with him. Work on yourself to let go of the blame game. You'd be surprised what opportunities come into your life when you do that, because you then feel so much more freer in your life as well. That's step number 4. How to understand men's brains. Send me a message now. For example, if you know how to, if a man is stressed, how to make him feel calmer in that situation. Just send me a message what you think that is. Now, understanding men's needs and wants would improve your chances of finding and keeping the right man, but most women do not understand this. How well do you really understand men in relationships? You understand that sometimes when we're stressed, we need to just take that time out and go away, calm ourselves down, and then once we've calmed down and worked out the situation in our head, then we can come back and deal with the issue at that moment in time. But if most women tend to want to discuss it at that moment in time, and we don't really want to discuss it at that moment in time, because we need to go away and figure out exactly what we are trying to resolve in this situation. Now, one of the key thing is top tips there you can do is give him his space for a short period of time. Now, are you a strong, independent woman who wants to do everything yourself? Now, the way to a man's heart is to make him feel needed. For example, he wants to feel that he can provide for you, protect you, look after you. And one of the worst put-offs for men is when they meet a woman and she feels though she wants to do it all. Now, that's one of the ways that you, as a woman, can get to a man's heart, by making him feel as though he's needed by you and he feels that he can look after you in that way. And the most independent, successful women really struggle with this one. Sometimes too much independence can prevent from you having a good relationship. Men like to feel needed by their woman, or you will lose us, as we need to feel as though we can provide for you and protect you as well. Simple things, even like changing the light bulb in your home, for argument's sake, picking you up from the station, and you make a big deal about it and say, oh, thank you very much, I really appreciate that. You have no idea how that makes a man feel. That makes us feel wanted, needed, and loved as well. What was your last relationship like? Did you allow your man to be the man? Did you allow him to look after you? Did you allow him to be the man in the relationship? Honestly, do you possess feminine energy, masculine energy, 50-50? If I was to ask your ex-partner what he disliked about being in a relationship with you, what would he say? Send me a message. What would he say, honestly? And if you was to date yourself, what would you really dislike about yourself as well? And also, what would they like about you as well? Now, there's lots of information now that you can learn about men's brains when it comes to relationships. There's lots of books. It's a John Gray's book. There's lots of books out there on Amazon. Just understand those if you're single, if you're in your single life at this moment in time. Step number 5: how to get honest feedback. Now, how to get honest feedback from men so you can understand yourself better. Now, where do most single women get their advice about men? When you're upset about a bad date, who do you confide in? Usually the answer is other single women, but this is the biggest mistake that you can do. And I say this to women all the time: avoid seeking advice from single women about men and about how men think and feel, as most women often don't actually understand the truth about how men feel. They don't. Why would you seek advice from someone who is single, who hasn't found the right man yet? They're in the same situation as you, so why do you expect that they can help you get out of that situation? And it's very important that you need to be really careful the type of person that you go and speak to, because if they have a trust issue and you don't, and there's a situation where you might be doubting your partner in a situation and you go and confide in this particular person as a trust issue, you're going to trigger something within that person, within their past. And if you're in a tender situation, she will fuel your anxiety, your stress levels, etc. at that time. So be very careful who you go and speak to. You need to seek advice from someone that is most probably emotionally mature, married, or in a steady relationship that you know you can go and talk to, that they can tell you honestly the truth back to you without you taking it personally, and also not someone that's going to tell you that you're right even though deep down you know that you're wrong. How to get honest feedback from them. So the best people to talk to about men are men. Speak to men, family members, work colleagues, or search videos on YouTube. Listen to what men are saying about relationships. Become a student of men in your singleness. Or if you're going to seek advice from women, talk to women who are not single. Talk to women who are in good relationships, who are living the life that you want. Step number 6: how to establish if he is right for you on your first date. Now, make a list of all your must-have attributes for a partner. For example, you may want a family-orientated man who wants to settle down. So you must find out in a very subtle way in the early stages of dating if he shares the same goals as you. Decide exactly what you want and what plan of action is needed to work on achieving this. So here's an exercise. What is your number one must-have that you're looking for from a man? If I was to say, ask you right now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind, which is the must-have that you're looking for in a man, what would that be? Next one, I'd ask you, why is this so important to you? Now, you haven't got to share this with me, but just write this down in your notes. Why is that so important to you? Why is that number one so important to you? Where has this must-have come from? What motivates this wish? What is it? What is the must-haves for that for you as well? And do you have children? So he must like children. So for example, do you have children? So he must like children and must want to be a father figure as well. That's an obvious one there as well. So that could be an example there as well. Do you want to get married? Then he must want to get married someday, and this must be established from the start. You must establish from the early stages what he's looking for. Now, I wouldn't admittedly ask him in the early stages, do you want to get married in the future? But I could ask a question along the lines of, where do you see yourself in 3 years? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in a year, for argument's sake? That's one of the questions that you could ask. Step number 7, surround yourself in an environment for dating success. Now, it's very important that you go to the places where the type of men you are looking for already are, and put yourself in a position for them to be interested in you. Now, going to a wine bar, going to a club is like a minefield, because you don't know who's single in there, and who's not, because you're not going to know. But I don't know why most singles, not just men, not just women, not just men, but do not attend singles events, because all the men there are single, and they're saying they're looking for somebody that's single. Now, where do you go when you're hoping to meet the type of man you would like to meet? Where do you go? What places do you go to? Do you go to singles events? Because if you do, I'd go to them every single week. Do you want a serious businessman? If you're looking for a serious businessman, attend business conferences and seminars. I go to business conferences and seminars. I don't club anymore. I don't party that much anymore than I used to maybe 15, 20 years ago. But I go to seminars and business conferences, and I'm meeting people from both sexes on a regular basis, and I get speaking to them, and you'd be surprised how many single people actually attend these types of events. Are you into personal development? Google personal development life coaching events in your area. Google yesgroup.org .uk and see what events they have in there if you're from the UK. And I know there's maybe some Yes groups internationally if you're listening to this webinar from outside of the UK. But there's lots of life coaching and business networking events, business and personal development events in your area. Find events local to you. Go to the website meetup.com. and get connected with communities based on shared interests in your area. Very, very important. And it's free. Meetup.com is free as well. So go in there and type in dating singles events as well. Step number 8, ask the right questions to avoid time wasters. So you don't want to have, I'm sure you want to have no more meaningless short-term relationships and sleeping with the wrong men. Do you have a plan in place and know exactly what you want to know from him on your first few dates? For example, avoid asking questions that are directly related to marriage and children. This instead, ask open questions so he can elaborate on, such as, what are your questions over the next 3 years? How would you deal with a very, very serious problem in your relationship if you felt it was nearly over? This will tell you how emotionally mature he is. Now, for example, he may say, well, we may take a break, we'll go away for a romantic weekend, or get counseling or therapy. To me, that would be a very mature answer. So step number 9, decide on exactly what type of relationship that you want. What type of relationship are you looking for? Do you know exactly what you are looking for? Just think about that for a minute. Casual? Do you want a casual relationship? Do you want a serious but no marriage? Do you want marriage? Do you want to start a family? Do you want to have more children with a new partner? Are you the type of person who would appreciate the right man? Are you the type of person that will possibly embrace it, or would you sabotage it based on past? Are you used to men treating you very well? Are you used to toxic, abusive relationships? What exactly it is that you like and what you're looking for? Because once you understand what you're looking for, when it comes to you, which you may not be prepared for that, at least you know what you're looking for when it arrives to you. What would you change about yourself if you met him? Are you aggressive? Are you cold? Are you sometimes too tactile? Are you needy? Do you want it all? Think about that. Do you like to go out a lot? Do you drink a lot? Do you smoke a lot? All these kind of things. But what would you change if you met the right man? These are the kind of things you could be going through in your mind right now. Step number 10, how to make sure men approach you in public. Now you must create opportunities to be able to be approachable. Do you smile a lot? You know, when a woman smiles, her whole appearance changes completely. So if you're in a public environment, always go to the bar alone. Why? Men are more likely to approach you standing by the bar than coming over to you in a public environment where you've got a lot of your friends around as well. And avoid going out with large groups of girlfriends as well. Go to the ladies' room alone, because when you come out, he can most probably approach you before, or if he's seen you go in, he's going to wait for you when you're coming out. And I've done that before, and a lot of male friends do that before as well. We don't want to be, get rejected by coming over to you and talking to your girlfriends and friends. At least this way, if he gets rejected, nobody will really see it. Like I said, avoid going out in large groups of loud women. They're less likely to come over to you if you do that. Linger at the bar a bit longer, and if you see someone that you like, strike a conversation with them. It could be light-hearted, like, what do you think of this drink? Or, how do introduce yourself. Hi, my name's Sandra. Hi, my name's Justine. How are you? Etc. You'd be surprised how that is. Go outside to have a cigarette, and if you don't smoke, accompany a friend that's going out there as well. Most people, I mean, I don't smoke, but I've seen that outside, where people are outside having a cigarette, and it's more relaxed. There's never usually a lot of people there, but you can strike a conversation when you're out into the public setting as well. So men are more likely to approach you that way as well. Step number 11, how to let go of any past pain. Now you need to take full responsibility for what has happened to you in the past, and decide what positive actions you are going to take to deal with any unresolved issues. Now, what unresolved issues do you have? Like I said before, one of my main unresolved issues is dealing with the death of my parents, especially my mum. And I'm getting therapy about that even up until now. What about you? What is an area of your life that you know that you should be working on, but you're not? So think about that. Because whatever it is, it's going to come into your relationship. Finding the right man starts with you finding yourself, deciding that you have the power within you to have a happier life and attract the right person to get the relationship that you truly deserve. Do you have a coach? Do you see a therapist? Do you take part in any personal development? Developing yourself, meaning reading, listening to CDs, getting audio products, DVDs. You saw my products in the beginning part of the webinar. They're personal development. They're products and services that you can work on to help develop yourself in a positive way at your own pace, at your own leisure. Go to Amazon and order a book related to what you want to try and help yourself with. Or if you've got some issues that you feel that are really deep, go and see a therapist. You'd be surprised how you can sort of deal with that and move forward as well. So let go of any past pain that you have and work on yourself to achieve that. Step number 12, what more can you do to find and attract the right man? I've always said this to every woman that I see and I meet, and I always say this to her. You have all the answers as to why you are single. Now you may be sitting there thinking, no way, Des, you're crazy. It's because of A, B, C, D. It's because of this. You have all the answers. Just the same if you was unemployed, you lost your job today, and you're not employed within the next year, you have all the answers as to why you're single. If you're not, obviously, if you're unhealthy, then obviously that plays a major part. But if you're healthy and everything's going fine, you have all the answers as to why you're single. And people like myself and other fellow dating professionals out there, we help you to significantly increase your chances of finding him. Who chose all the men in your life in the past? Every man that you've dated before in the past that didn't work out, you chose them. And you chose to stay in the relationship longer than that you should have done. Now, what can you do to avoid any more failed relationships? What more can you do? What type of relationship do you want to be in? We covered that previously. Because once you have a plan for that, you need to decide. But what can you do to avoid any more failed relationships? Why do you think the previous relationships kept failing? Would there be a pattern? Like I asked you before, if I was to ask your exes what they disliked about you, would there be a pattern there? On a scale of 0 to 10, how much effort have you really been giving to find the right man to date? There's so much more you can do. You must take action starting today or nothing will change for you. What one small thing can you do? So if you're only giving yourself a 3 out of 10, what would a 4 out of 10 look like? Do that 4 out of 10 for a week, and then do the second week you do a 5 out of 10. Then move it up to a 6, move up to a 7. And only you know the answers for that. How you can move forward for that. Now, like I said before, I'm going to show you a magic trick. Now, I use this. I recorded a seminar not too long ago, and I use this trick on how a single woman can get a man to give her a number. So pay attention to this very, very quickly. Now, one magic trick you can use to easily get a man's phone number in a very subtle way. For example, when you're out with your girlfriend or a group of friends, it has to be when you've got someone with you, because it makes sense what I'm going to explain, and you see a man you like, make sure you're positioned close by, maybe a couple of meters away. Then go up to him and say, "Excuse me, can you help me please? I need a favor. Do you have your mobile phone on you?" Now, the first two questions, the first question there is, "Excuse me, can you help me please?" Remember I said before, we like to feel needed. And if he finds her attractive, he's going to want to please her. Even if it means she says, "I don't have any money, can you buy me a drink?" Or "I've lost my purse," or "Can you phone me a taxi?" or whatever it is. Now, I need a favor. Do you have your mobile phone on you? Everybody carries their phone on you. So he's more definitely going to say, yes. He's going to say, "Yes, I have my mobile phone on me." Then, this is where the magic kicks in. What to say at that point? Say to him, "My battery has just died on my phone. Could you please take a few pictures of me and my girlfriends?" What do you think he's going to do? Of course he's going to do that. Why? Because we like to provide and protect. He's going to look good in front of all your girlfriends, and I'm sure you're going to be looking lovely. So he's going to take a picture on his phone. Yes, of course he will say. So he's going to get out his phone and take pictures of you guys and your girlfriends there. Yes, of course he will say. Now, once he takes the pictures, thank him by shaking his hand, introduce yourself, and then say, "Would it be cheeky of me to ask you to please send me those pictures right now if I gave you my mobile number?" What do you think he's going to say? Exactly. He's going to say, "Yes, of course he is." Yes, of course he will say. And then you say thank you again. And if he wants to continue the conversation, then that's good. Or you can continue the conversation when you get home. Because the key here is he's going to message your pictures to his phone. You'll have his phone number then, and then you can continue the conversation there from there on. This is a great, subtle way to get a man's mobile phone number, but without having made it so obvious that you're interested in him. Because I know that you most probably do not want to make it obvious that you're interested. Then you can continue the conversation at a pace that's comfortable for you, and perhaps meet him for a date in the future. Now, by repetition, you keep doing this, you will have a list of men that you like messaging you, and you're having their phone numbers as well. Very, very powerful, and a lot of women are using that on a regular basis. So I hope that was interesting and and thoughtful for you as well. And I hope you can apply that. And if that's successful, please let me know. The last tip, step number 14, how to make a plan to find the right man. Now, what are you going to do from today differently? I hope that I've inspired you and given you some steps and some tips on how you can go out there and significantly increase your chances of finding the right man. But what are you going to do? You would definitely need a plan from today on how to find and attract the man, right? You're going to need a plan today. I've given you some steps that you can go and apply from today. You can go and join Meetup. You could smile a lot more. You could do a lot more personal development. You may go and read, purchase the book that I said to buy. But let's say, for example, you want more. How would you like to have access to my proven 12-week dedicated plan on how you can find and attract the right man? How would you like to know how to increase your dating chances by up to 80%? I have something very exciting for you I would like to introduce to you. But send me a message and say, up until now, what are you going to do differently from today? What are you going to do differently from today? Send that to me. Because as you know, if you don't do anything different, nothing is going to change. And that's the homework I want for you from this webinar. Even if you just stop it now, what are you going to do differently from today? Now, has this webinar to date been of great value to you? Have you learned anything from me? If you have, what? Has there been a moment where it was like, wow, that is me, or I'm going to do that. I'm going to stop speaking to my negative single friends because they're not helping me to move forward. But what have you learned? Have you learned anything from me at all? You must change from today. You know that this is not going to happen, don't you? If you don't change from today, and I know there's some of you that are going to be watching this that are not going to change anything, but are going to hope that he'll find you. But you must change, do something differently. Nothing will change unless you change. And to keep doing the same things and expecting different results is a definition of insanity. Do you want things to improve? I'm sure you do. How would you like me to help you to find the right man in a matter of weeks? Yes, weeks. I will show you a 12-week plan on how to make sure you find the right man, along with so many other tips, advice and services from me, so you can have the happy and fulfilled relationship you truly deserve. If I find you the right man, you would have to agree that would be priceless, wouldn't it? How much would that be worth to you? I'm now going to introduce to you my long-awaited product that I've had been demanding to bring out, and introducing you I Can Find You the Right Man in 12 Weeks course. Yes, my 12 weeks course. Now, I Can Find You the Right Man 12 Weeks course. This course is based on recordings of a whole day live seminar that I conducted in October 2014 with a leading matchmaking company. Now, this whole program is worth $457, available by special offer only today for you. But I'm going to have it on a special offer today for you, today only. Now, this seminar was recorded in central London in a classy hotel with a packed room of women, and I presented a 12-week program on how they can find and attract the right man from today and in 12 weeks, which is about 3 months, as you know, and they have a detailed plan, a structured plan there for them as well. Now, on this 12-week course, either this whole day recording to sell will be £457. This is 2 hours of me coaching a large group of women with full interaction, tips and advice, and there's even men that are acting at scenarios for to help the women as well. Everyone who attended the seminar provided massively positive feedback, which you're going to see shortly. Now, this course is a launching pad to help women like you make massive changes in their lives and find the right man in only 12 weeks. So who is this course for? It's for single women who would like a detailed step-by-step 12-week plan on how you can find and attract the right man. Single women are fed up and tired of attracting the wrong men who want to start to find the Mr. Right fast. Divorcees who have lost their confidence and want to get back into the dating field. Women who are looking for a serious relationship who want to get married. Do you feel you cannot keep a relationship longer than 3 to 6 months? Are all of your friends in relationships making you feel alone? Do you dread Christmas and Valentine's? Feelings of loneliness during the holidays? Want to know where the men who are on your level are. Are you stuck on where to find your type of right man is going to be? Do you want to know the best places to go to find the right man? Do you want to really understand men's brain when it comes to relationships? Do you want all the answers as to why you are single? What exactly are you looking for? This is what's going to be covering why you are and how to make sure you want to attract that type of man as well. It covers this as well, and how to figure out why you dated the wrong man in the past and how to avoid these mistakes in the future and keep your options always open. The time frame to expect on how you can easily have several dates in a matter of days, and where to go and be able to stand out so that all the men will automatically notice you, and women never think about this option at all. How to position yourself when you see a man you like the look of. The proven strategy for subtly getting any man you like the look of anywhere to approach you. How to understand men's brains when it comes to dating and relationships, and how to use the secrets we show you to drive the men you like crazy about you. How to establish if he wants to marry and settle down with you as well. And here's what you'll really discover through the How to Find and Attract the Right Man in 12 Weeks course. You're going to also find out how to choose the right man, avoid time wasters, and know which questions to ask him to make sure he's fully compatible with your values, beliefs, and goals. And this will give you the best possible chance of success. And not forgetting how to use different social media platforms that will determine whether you both have similar interests, and how to get him to ask you out so quickly you'll be so surprised. Learn where Learn where all the men you want to date hang out on social media and not on dating sites. This information is like gold dust and will ensure you don't waste huge amounts of time and money. Like I said, I'm getting more into social media marketing now, and this can only benefit single women in the future. What exactly do I cover on this 12-week program? Well, week number 1, how to manage your state to attract the right type of man. Week number 2, how to not have a negative thoughts week, which I'm going to provide some excellent tips on that, as I covered earlier on as well, that I didn't cover earlier. Week number 3, how to establish if he is right for you and decide who is the perfect match. Week number 4, how to understand men's brains and how this will benefit your next relationship. Week number 5, how to get honest feedback from men so you can understand yourself more. Week number 6, how to get men to call you every day to take you out. Week number 7, how to let go of any past pain. Week number 8, how to make sure he approaches you when he's walking towards you. Very powerful, and that's with a live demonstration with a man and woman on stage for that as well. You need to see that. Week number 9, how spoiling yourself will help you to attract the right man. Week number 10, why men love a woman who likes sports. Week number 11, how to get several dates from social media. And week number 12, what have you learned about men and yourself? So you're going to get up to the minute guidance and expert guidance on how to always be sexy and confident, and how to use your femininity to your advantage, and how to get yourself in a situation where you are spoilt for choice of men to have a serious relationship with. How to wake up every morning sending out positive energy, so that men are drawn to you, and step-by-step weekly instructions on how to have a plan and prepare yourself on how to find the right man in 12 weeks. So I've got some special offers for you. So I'm going to provide you with something that I've never done before. I mean, I provide you so much value on what you've learned so far to date, and what you can also benefit from this program. How would you like instant access to this whole day event and lots more? I mean, that training day event that I presented to you. Instant access, as in right now. Would you like to have access to me right now? Now, I have 3 exciting special offers for you that when you see these offers, it's going to blow your mind. So I'm going to go through this very, very, very quickly. Now, I have different levels. I have a gold DVD set valued at $457, and you receive the whole I Can Find You the Right Man in 12 Weeks seminar DVD set sent directly delivered to you. Okay, now this is valued at £457, and I'm not going to be charging nowhere near that today. But I've got some bonuses I want to share with you on top of that to make this so attractive for you as well. Plus, when you place your order for this event, you will receive the following extra 3 amazing bonus packages. Bonus number 1, you're going to get my 5 ebooks. Remember I showed you I had all these products before in the beginning? Now I'm going to give these 5 bonus ebooks for you, valued at $207, free, absolutely free as a bonus, and you get instant access to them right away. 5 ebooks are Alone No More, Dating Personalities, Dealing with Loneliness, Getting Your Guy, and How to Be the Girl That Men Adore. But there's going to be some more. There's going to be another bonus, massive free bonus. Remember I showed you my I Can Find You the Right Man DVD? Well, I'm going to send this DVD to you, and you're going to have access to this instantly as an MP4, which is a video like this, and an MP3 version of that as well, and a DVD set. So you're going to get access to all of that as well as the DVD set as well, and that's valued at $497, and you can get instant access to that right now as well. The second, and there's more, how having the right relationship can treble your income, live on present stage presentation DVD. Well, I was given a presentation at a business networking event, an expo event, and you're going to get access to this also. MP4, which is video, and MP3, which is audio. You have access to that instantly from a membership site, which you have access to, and this is valued at $327 as well. And there's another bonus as well. Bonus number 3, What Men Want from Women in Relationships DVD, the MP4 and the MP3 version as well. And you also get the DVD sent to you as well. So you're going to get this sent to you as well. This is valued at $327. So you can watch the DVD, you can listen to the MP4, and you also have the MP3 version as well. Also, there's another bonus, and these are all the bonuses that all these products are the ones that I showed you before, which is 7 steps on how to date the right partner. A DVD also, which will be sent to you. You can have instant access to that as an MP4 and an MP3 version as well. This is also valued at $327. This is for the gold level. Okay, so the big question you're probably asking yourself right now is, how much is all of this? I'm interested, if you're still on this webinar, you're definitely interested in how you can get access to this as well. This is what you're going to be getting. You're going to be getting the DVD. Everything you see on there, you're going to get access to. You're going to get access to the DVD of the seminar, and then you're going to get the bonuses all along there at the top, and all the ebooks along there as well. Total value is $2,037, and you receive instant access to that right today. And your DVDs will be shipped to you out from today. And the website to go to is www.icanfindyouTheRightMan.com/12 weeks. So how much are you going to have to pay to get your hands on all of these priceless information delivered over one power-packed and potentially life-changing one-day seminar course at the classy Hilton Hotel Olympia? So how much is the price going to be? Okay, let's have a look at this. It's valued at $2,037, but it's not going to be $1,437. It's not going to be $1,297. It's not going to be $997. It's not going to be $797. It's not going to be $597. It's not going to be $497. It's not going to be $297. It's not even going to be $197. You pay only $147. That's it. Nothing more than that for the gold level. And that's what you get for that. And this is what you get. You get the DVD of the event. On all these DVDs at the top will be sent to you. You get instant access to them anyway. So let's say, for example, you made an order today. You will get instant access to these now if you ordered it now, and then your DVDs will be sent to you through the post as well. So you can start learning and getting all these tips and access to information instantly right away. It's valued at $2,037. You get access today for only $147, and your DVDs will be shipped to you today. But let's say, for argument's sake, you wanted to. Sorry, let's come back to that. Sorry. So you book your place. You can book your place now. It's the I Can Find You the Right Man /12 weeks. That's the website you need to go to do that now. That's for the gold level. Okay. Remember I said there's 3 levels there as well. So that's the gold level. So let's look at the silver level. For the silver level, you get the MP4 video version, which is the video, not the DVD that's sent out to you. You get the MP4 video version of the whole seminar course, which means you get instant access straight away, valued at $297. And then you're going to get the same bonuses that was there before. You're going to get the ebooks, which is there, get valued there as well. You're going to get access to all of those as well. And you get the What Men Want from Relationships, the video, just the access to the video version of that, valued at $97 as well. So this is what you would get for the silver. You get the access to the 12-week course as an MP4, which is video. It's not a DVD. And then you get access to the 5 ebooks, and you also get instant access to What Men Want from Relationships. Total value $617. You pay only $67 now, and you get instant access to them straight away today. And like I said, you just go to icanfindyoutherightman.com/12 weeks. You get instant access to that right now. There you go. So you just go to, for silver, if you just want the MP4, it's $67 for there as well. And finally, bronze. So let's say those first two maybe not within your budget. MP3 basically is the audio version that you can listen to. So you can listen to the whole of silver. It's valued at $197. You get instant access to that right now. So you just get the MP3 version of the 12-week seminar course, and you get the bonuses as well. You get the ebooks as well, which I said, which is valued at $207, and you get the What Men Want from Women in Relationships audio MP3 valued at $67, and you get all of that for only, which is valued at $447, and you get that for only $37, and you receive instant access to that straight away. And this is where you go. You go to www.icanfindyoutherightman.com/12 weeks. You get instant access to that as well. So you have 3 choices. You have the bronze for $37, you have the silver for $67, or the best choice one is the gold, which you get a DVD set sent to you in the post as well. Which one are you going to choose? I can help you to find the right man if any of the descriptions sound familiar. You have been choosing and dating the wrong men in the past and have no idea why. You are now in a situation where you simply want the right answers on how to find the right man fast but with minimum effort. You are a professional, successful and independent woman who in the past has been so busy that you have dated the wrong men, and you know why you chose them, and now you want to meet the right man. Do you dread Valentine's, birthdays, weddings and even Christmas because you wish you had the right man with you? Are all of your girlfriends settled down already? Do you have young children and are not free to socialize with them anymore? What are you going to decide? The choice is yours. So let's have a look at let's hear from some of the women who was actually so excited and happy after this exciting event. So let's have a look at some of the testimonials from the videos from these women at this event.
Today I'm taking away with me new ideas to practice and strategies, and I think being more me and enjoying myself, because that way you can meet people, network more, which are all the things anyone would do it naturally, and that's how you would find and meet people and maybe find the man of your dreams.
Why would you recommend it?
I would recommend this especially to my friends who think, oh, this is just a dating agency, it's not for me, it's just one of those gimmicks. It's not really, because it's all about, like I said, sharing ideas, getting to meet new people, and it's just refreshing sometimes to talk about things and see things from another perspective.
Today at this event I've had an amazing fun day. I've learned so much, interacted with loads of lovely people, and I'm taking away the fact that I can relate in a different way to people and guys that I come across and meet in my life.
Why would you recommend it?
I'd recommend this event to all the women out there that are perhaps wondering why they're on their own. Come along here and have a fun, interactive day, learn loads and really enjoy yourselves. And who knows, I might meet the man of my dreams.
So I think the biggest thing that I got out of the event was how empowering it was, and just seeing people from the beginning of the day and the change by the end of the day, and how everybody had opened up and just started sharing and just feeling that sense of confidence. And I guess that's the biggest thing that I'll take away as well, is that we really have everything that we need within ourselves, and just to work on yourself is probably the first step before you can think about getting into a relationship with somebody. I would totally recommend the event because of how empowering it feels to just really take a day and just really look at yourself and what you're doing. And with Des and the approach that he gives, it just really makes you think in a new way of things that maybe you just didn't think of before. And there's a lot of women here today that had that like penny drop moment when they're like, oh yeah, and they just got it, and from then they just felt more empowered, and I think that can really lead to some really positive changes.
I think a lot of people today are suffering from really high expectations, and Des did a 12-week program was packed with tips about how to meet guys, and I think today was really great value, and I think single women would really benefit from coming.
I liked the event because they made everybody feel at ease and also open up to part of the issues that might be holding women back.
What I got out of today's event was motivation and structure, which was really enjoyable to have something to work and develop myself with. Having someone to come back to give them answers about how I'm actually doing the activities, so that coaching doesn't end just in the workshop or the seminar. It continues for 12 weeks after the seminar's ended, which I think is really great.
What are you taking away with you?
What am I taking away with me? Lots of positive energy, because all of the feedback forms have been fantastic. I've just read through them all now, and there wasn't one negative comment about what we did today, what any of the coaches provided. It's all been really, really positive, and everyone's leaving here on a high. So it encourages me to organise these events with Des O'Connor again. I'm really pleased with the results.
Hi, my name's Sophia. Live in West London. I had no expectations coming to the seminar today, and to be very honest, I was really impressed. Des actually opened my mind up and made me think about relationships in a totally different light. Things that I would take away with me are positive aspects of what was discussed with regards to applying certain things into my life. Basically, when I first met Des around the actual the fitness exhibition, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but he's such a down-to-earth guy. The fact that he discussed about his divorce really made me feel connected with him and understand that he's been through a lot of problems within his relationship, and he made me feel that I could connect, and I think that's a really good thing. Somebody who's actually been through that and is able to turn it around and be positive, so I would really recommend him.
Hello, it's Michelle. I've just attended Des's workshop, and I have to say it was fun, interactive, but at the same time it was not invasive, but it really was thought-provoking. So ladies, if you want to identify what it is that you're looking for in a man, or what you shouldn't be looking for, I'd highly recommend coming to one of Des's workshops.
Great, so I'm glad you've enjoyed those video testimonies, but let's have a look at some of the a wedding that I created. This is my first marriage, okay? Now, this is from Frame Address, who was a client, and she says, I can't thank Des enough. I originally met my husband at work. However, if it hadn't been for his dating event in 2012 when we have never got together, you see, I thought my husband wasn't serious about settling down, and when he began putting the moves on me, I thought it was because he was just after one thing. However, luck and faith ensured we ended up unplanned at Des's dating event in our finest attire. I got more than a touch of the green-eyed monster when I saw all the ladies making a beeline for him. I got more upset when I later learnt that he had scored a whole host of dates too. Des advised that I would have to tell him how I really felt if I wanted a chance with him, as I had knocked him back previously. I took the plunge to invite him out on a couple of weeks later, and it was a great success. Less than a year later, we were married. By Frame Address. And like I said before, I was at the wedding of that as well. And there's me at the wedding with Framer and Michael there, and that was just an amazing experience. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at one of the webinar attendees that came to one of my webinars as well. Attended it. She said, like many people, I wanted to meet someone special, but found myself in a constant cycle of short-lived relationships with long periods of being single. At age 32, after never being in a long-term, meaningful relationship, I decided I needed to take a look at where I was going wrong. I listened to a webinar by Des O'Connor in September 2012 called Date the Right Partner. The advice that Des gave was fantastic and really helped me look at my relationship habits and how I kept making the same mistakes. As well as listening to the webinar, I also corresponded with Des via email and found him to be very supportive and encouraging. Listening to the webinar and speaking with Des taught me a lot about my attitude towards relationships. I used this knowledge to make changes in my life and met my current partner in May 2013. By avoiding my previous mistakes, I'm enjoying a much more fulfilling relationship. We have been together for about 18 months and he proposed to me in December 2014. There were times when I wondered if I would ever meet the right person, and now I'm enjoying being a bride-to-be and planning my future wedding. Des has a real understanding of relationships and the many ways that people prevent themselves from finding the right person, such as not being honest about what you want. I would definitely recommend him as a relationship coach, as he certainly can help you to find the right partner. Miss SH. And there is her engagement ring as proof. And there's her hand, and there's her fiance's hand underneath her hand there, and there's all the presents and the cards as well. She's engaged, and I think the wedding date is set for next year. I think last time she messaged me on Facebook. Lucy Johnson, you would have seen that video from her. I actually showed you that already, so I won't bother go for that again. Sue, after coming out of a painful divorce, Des could empathize with me as he had a similar experience and guided me to a place of peace and forgiveness. I realized I was very angry with my ex-husband, and men could pick up on this. Des coached me on how to let go of the past and focus on what I want out of my life. I am now in a relationship with Stephen, and I've never been so happy. This is the best house out there. You're an angel, Des. Thank you. And like I said before, I was endorsed by Paul Carrick-Brunson. I just want to show you a short video that he also gave me a testimonial about what I do as well. So let's just watch this short clip, please.
What's up, everybody? My name is Paul Carrick-Brunson, known to many as the modern day matchmaker, and I want to talk a little bit about my brand, Des O'Connor. Here's the thing. I met Des about a year ago in London, actually at a bar, and we're next to a bar right now, which is kind of crazy. But I met him, and you know what? He approached me and he was telling me about how he was the #1 relationship expert in the UK, and I was thinking, yeah, maybe, I don't know, because, you know, I didn't know who he was. But after that event, he emailed me right away, and trustworthiness really comes with punctuality, and he was very punctual. And then we got on a Skype call, and we exchanged lots of emails, and he was always on top of everything. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to be a part of a big event in the United States, in Atlanta. Des, why don't you come and be a part of this event? And so he has flown over. He's actually filming this right now. We're actually at the city, which is Atlanta. We just came back from the event, and it was my first time ever seeing Des live on stage, interacting, engaging. In Atlanta, this is a tough crowd, and I'm going to tell you what, he did incredible. Des was just phenomenal, and I was able to see with how he handled the crowd, the information that he gave, the fact that he was entertaining, but at the same time he was informative, that he really knows his stuff. And there's a lot of people in this relationship industry that don't know their stuff. And this is one guy that I can say now, I have seen, proven, he's battlefield tested that he knows his stuff. And it's an honor to be his friend. It's an honor now to be his colleague in the space. And he is going to do amazing things. And I want you to keep an eye out for him. Matter of fact, if I could invest in someone, I would invest in him. And technically, I am investing in him because I'm doing this video, right? But I'm also here to support him because he is great, great advice. And also, I'll say this, last thing is that get to know his story, right? I know his story. I know he hasn't shared his story with a lot of people, but he'll be sharing his story with more people. But I think that it's his story that gives him the power to do what he does today. And I actually think that if he hadn't gone through that story and hadn't walked through the fire, he wouldn't have the passion and he wouldn't have the vision to do what he does today. So we have to thank God for all of our blessings in life, and sometimes our blessings come in unexpected packages. And in this case, meeting Des O'Connor was an unexpected surprise.
Excellent. So glad I hope you enjoyed that video from Paul. He's actually endorsed by Oprah Winfrey as well, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm so honored to be associated with somebody like that. So let's look at some more testimonials, because there's loads more of these. Miss W 37. Ladies, I had 3 coaching sessions with Des, and believe me when I say this, I found the right man and we're getting married next year. And this is all down to Des. You must listen to Des O'Connor, ladies. Des, make sure you attend our wedding. Excellent. Michelle, I was one of those women with a chip on my shoulder. I was an angry woman as my ex-partner had cheated on me and I was hurt for 5 years. After I received only 4 coaching sessions with Des, I was smiling at all the men I liked, and now I have 3 dates per week. Ladies, she says, keep smiling and don't learn the hard way like I did. Des, you are a genius. Thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you, Des. I would not have achieved this without you. I could go on. There's loads of these, but I'm just saying that there's limited places available for the DVD sets and access to these courses that I'm providing as well. I'm going to be getting involved in a lot more things over the up and coming months, and I would not want you to miss out. If you have any questions, please just send them to me. As you can see, there's a question box below. Just type it in there and I'll get back to your questions. And I really want you to have access to the 12-week I Can Find You the Right Man course. This is the first course I've run like this ever. It's not like anything I've done before. And this is going to be promoted internationally as well. So like I said, what do I cover on this 12-week program? As you can see all there, how to manage your state, negative thoughts week, how to establish if it's right for you and decide it's the perfect match, how to understand men's brains, honest feedback, how to get him to call you every day, how to let go of the pain, how to make sure he approaches you when you're walking towards you, how spoiling yourself will help you find the attractive right man, why men love women who like sport, do you like sports? And how to get several dates from social media, and what have you learned about men and yourself. This is a personal development program. This is for you if you really want to take control and work at a steady 12-week pace in your own time as well. So these are the options that you have. Here's bronze at $37, silver at $67, and gold at the $147. The most popular one, best of value, is the gold one, where you get a DVD sent to you as well. And then you get, for the gold, you get silver and bronze access as well. But just if you can't, go for the $37 ones where you get instant access as well. Multiple DVD set, and you get $927 worth of bonuses. So you have 3 choices. Which one is it going to be? Bronze, silver, or gold? Remember, it includes instant access to the whole day seminar from only $37, $67, or $147. So you get instant access right now for any of those as well. I'd like to close now because I've covered so much information there with you, but I'd like to thank you and wish you all the best of luck. And if you've got any questions, you want to call me directly, you can call me on the number on the screen, 01652 641 351. The website again is www.icanfindyouTheRightMan /12 weeks. My email's there. I'm very approachable. des@desoconnors.com. You can get me on Facebook under Des O'Connor. Go to my page, go to my personal page, which is now Desmond O'Connor, or just Google me on Google. I'll come up with my websites as well. I've got various websites, desoconnors.com. There's Date the Right Partner, and dating and relationship conferences as well. So any questions you've got, do that, and I wish you all the best for the future. And like I said, here's the page if you want to contact me or get access to that as well. I'm sure this webinar is going to be promoted all over the world, not just the UK, And I'd like to thank you very much for your time. I hope it was valuable. I hope you got lots of information that you can apply. You can, watch this webinar again if you need to. But I'd like to thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best in your dating endeavors. And please send me your testimonials about your success if you found him and how you did that, and also feedback from the courses that you're going to be applying to go to as well. Thank you for your time, and I hope it was valuable information for you, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. So there's the website. Give it a try. Go to www.icanfindyoutheright.com/12 weeks, where you get instant access to it right now. Thanks for your time, and all the best. Bye for now.